Hey, y'all.
Hola, welcome to 30 Minutes Down South. She's Allison.
And he's Carlos, and we are two top producing realtors.
With two extremely different Southern upbringings.
Join us each week as we explore the Lake Murray area with our special guests.
And welcome, Allison, to another episode of 30 Minutes Down South.
Thank you, Carlos. I was wondering if you were going to welcome me or just sit there.
Well, I'm welcoming you right now.
Okay, thanks.
Allison.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was a beautiful weekend.
By the way, we're recording this after Memorial Day weekend, so it's a official lake time. It's funny because when you go out on the lake on a right before Memorial Day, it's completely empty. As soon as Memorial Day starts, it's just like they open the floodgates and everybody's been like just waiting for that particular day of the year to go. Like anything changes. You know, the only thing that changes is the date in the calendar. But
we went out Thursday afternoon and saw two boats.
Yeah, exactly.
Two. We went out Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, we went all the way up to Buffalo Creek, and it was crazy busy the entire way.
That's awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Well, that's awesome for local businesses and shops.
It's great for the businesses.
You know, to have people coming down here and visit, you know.
Yeah,
and
it is. It's great for the businesses. And speaking of local businesses, we have a local business on the podcast today who actually does provide some food for one of the rental boat companies.
For boaters, what's the name of the company? Rodgers
with a D.
With a D.
Creations.
And welcome Megan and Brandi. Megan Wheat and Brandi Maye. How you doing today?
Good. How are y'all?
Good.
We are great.
How about y'all?
We are great. Thank y'all so much for coming on today. I first met y'all through Carlos, so it's neat to have y'all on with us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
All right. So tell us a little bit about your company and how you started and what do you do?
So for years, I have begged my sister, because we're sisters, to start a company with me. We come from a long line of business owners. Our grandfather owned a grocery store, and then our other grandfather owned an electrical company, and then our dad builds paint booths and lifts and filtration systems and all of that. And I already had 3 kids, and I had my 4th on the way, and Bran was pregnant as well, and we were 9 weeks apart, and I was working with children and adults with disabilities, which I thought that's what I was going to do forever and ever. I absolutely loved it. It was my passion, but I was working till like 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night and not seeing my kids. And then I was getting close to having my baby, and I kept going to Brandon saying, like, there's just no way that we are going to be able to go back to what we've been doing. She was working all the time too. And so I was like, please, 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 can we do something? We had always done showers for our friends and our family, lots of different things. We had decorated, we did the food, all of it. And so we were like, okay, well, maybe we'll decorate homes. We both love to decorate for different holidays and things like that, or even decorating for showers, just taking off like some of the stress and pressure that we always felt when we threw showers and, different parties for our friends and family. And so we said, well, what can we name it, And our grandparents, our mom's parents, were very influential in our life. Their last name was Rodgers. And so we said, we have to put Rodgers in there. So we said, okay, Rodgers. And then Brandon came up with, why don't we do Rodgers Creations? Because we really don't know what we're doing, what we're going to do.
So let me just jump in. So you came up with the name before even figuring out what type of company it was going to be.
Right. It's kind of like, we love to throw parties and we're really good at that. We've always done really well together and worked. We also worked at a cafe together too when we were in college. And so we knew, we did really well. We were good at customer service. Like our dad's very good at customer service. So that was something we always were able to do well together anytime we worked together. And so then a lady, so Bran built this whole website
Before really knowing
what would you even put on the website? I don't even know.
Party planning services.
Yeah.
And decorating your house for holidays, like for Christmas.
All right.
So they were Googling how much does it even cost? What do people make? Like, we don't even know. And we also put we do showers and things like that. And then a lady from church was like, hey, can you do a charcuterie board? We were like, sure, we can do that. It looked vastly different then than it looks now. And then, I don't know, someone saw it, and then someone else ordered, and then someone else ordered. And it went from us doing boards to really now we've ventured out. We're going to be 3 years September. Now we're doing mainly big events. So we've done up to 350 people.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
now,
wow.
Which I never thought we would get.
No.
I mean, never. And then Carlos.
Well, you never thought what type of business you were gonna have.
Right.
So, I mean, we ended up being a charcuterie business.
Yeah.
And then going from that board and doing charcuterie to basically someone would say, hey, do you offer chicken salad sandwiches? We do now. Do you offer pimento cheese? We do now. Anything that they would ask for, that's kind of how we've built our menu, and it's worked out because it's basically the demand of the community and what they need and what they want. And Carlos was the first that was the first time we've done anything that big, and it got our feet wet. And then, we just gradually started to do bigger things to where I feel like we really don't specialize in boards anymore. I mean, people order boxes and boards, but the main thing we do is weddings. We do a lot of funerals, showers, baby showers, wedding showers are the big thing that we do most of.
Mm-hmm. So when you say
fun, though.
So when you say you're staying away from charcuterie boards, I mean, you still offer them, but your main service is catering, and is that hot menus or is it appetizers? What type of area do you touch?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So with the big events, are y'all providing all of the food and the decor for it?
So a lot of times with the weddings, we do mainly the appetizer portion. And when we say braise, it's basically you take a charcuterie board and it's a huge charcuterie board. We didn't say it now, but it's a huge. So that's what a braise is, because a lot of people ask. So it's got your salami, it's got your prosciutto on it, it's got all different arrays of fruits, vegetables, dips. And then oftentimes people will add on things like a shrimp skewer, caprese skewer, little appetizers like that. But oftentimes when we do the funeral, we're it. So it's a graze, then we're adding on sandwiches, we're adding on desserts. We've also partnered with a bakery, so you're getting fresh desserts, you're getting fresh bread anytime you use us. But then we also do, things like graduations and cocktail parties. We do wine parties to where we're it. We can do macaroni and cheese, we can do green beans, we do beef tenderloin sliders, but then we can also do lots of different wraps and things like that. So we have a whole menu. We make we have 2 different types of chicken salad, all homemade, pimento cheese we make. So we've really grown into, we have, I don't know, I would say we offer about 45 different things on our menu now.
Oh, wow.
Well, that sounds like a lot of work. So it seems like you quit your 9-to-5 job, so now working 20 hours a day.
Right.
To working 100 hours a day. That's what it feels like sometimes. It's like we did it to see our family more, but there are definitely seasons where, you don't. But the thing I think we love about it the most is that we get to work together and we get to create. So one thing about when we make a huge graze board, whatever you want to call it, it's never, none of them are ever the same. We completely, Brand does the floral. She creates a beautiful floral. We do it customized to whatever, your theme is. We do customized to whatever your colors are. So for weddings, we're really trying to pull their colors. We're using decor that goes along with them, showers as well, any of it. We always try and decorate it according to whatever the party is. So she's building the floral and I'm building the graze. And we really enjoy, because it's like a blank slate. I mean, it's like when you're painting a picture. I mean, we're creating something totally different every time. And for the longest, I think like the first year when we were doing boards, there were so many times where we would offer a certain board and it would be so repetitive and it'd be the same cheeses, the same board. And we got out of that because we just enjoy so much just making it up as we go. And I mean, it's like, it's a lot of prep time. I think people don't realize how much is involved. I mean, it's hours of chopping cheese, hours of creating the roses and the meat, a certain way. But when we get in that home or that business, that place of business, and we get to just make it, it's so much fun. Like, it really is. It's so crazy. I mean, I give it all to God that we even fell into this, because it comes from like a lady asking us, and she doesn't even know that she even started us off on it. But one day we said we're gonna pay.
Send her on a cruise one day to thank her for this kind of blossoming this start. But we come from a really long line of artists in our family too, so this is like, in a way, our creativity artistic side of things, because we get to create things. And
that was when I asked all this creativity coming into these tables, using food as your paint and the table as a canvas. Do you use any inspiration from other people, or you just go one day and say, hey, I just want to do this? What's the creative process behind it?
Gosh, well, we get all the information we possibly can from what vision does our client have. Like, we want to know, what do they see? What do they want to see from us? And so we take that, and we don't, besides like the picking out what decor we want and what colors and florals we want to use, we don't really honestly discuss anymore, how are we going to lay this out? We just honestly get there and we just do it. And it just turns out, I don't know, I think doing it on the spot like that just makes it even more creative than like planning every little inch of it. Mm-hmm. It's just not, I don't know.
We really try not to look too much,
No, go ahead.
Not look too much at other people and really just be our own self. I mean, one thing that we, that makes us stand apart from the other companies is the floral side. I mean, Brand is just beautiful with the way that she lays it out. And, again, just making it so different each time. Like, any of them that you would look at, you're going to say, oh, well, that looks so different from that one or that one or that one or that one. We want each, like, the events that we're doing are very special events. And, they're special to people, and we want them to feel special and unique.
So y'all have gotten so big now. Are you able to work out of your home still, or have you had to get another?
No, we don't. No. So from the start, when we became licensed almost 3 years ago, we had to get a DHEC kitchen. So we work out of Sour and Salt off of Rosewood. They're a bakery, and that's where we do like our prepping and all of those things. And then everything else, of course, we have like a little storage area where we keep our decor and stuff. But no, unfortunately, it would make it a lot easier if we could do everything out of our homes. But there's so many like rules against it that you can't do that. But, one thing that we have been talking about is eventually getting our own place. I mean, we really would like our own kitchen, and that is definitely a goal. But, there's a lot of overhead with that at the same time.
Yeah.
It is. And talking about overhead and going into that subject, budget-wise, what is somebody like a funeral or somebody like a wedding with 100 people is looking at, and how do you get to that? Do you have like a la carte type of menu? How does that work for somebody that is listening? Never hire a company like you before, and is thinking, this might be a good idea for my next event or my death. I don't know. I just joke. Just kidding.
Stop. Let's keep it
one
positive.
Thing we start with is we have like different graze sizes. And then we say, okay, this size graze can feed this many people. This size graze can feed this many people. We also, do have like a whole conversation with each client that we have, because you might be having a shower at 2 to 4. And although you're having 40 people, you really only need food for 20 people. Or, you're trying to feed them a meal. So we really, we always try and have that conversation beforehand so that they know exactly what they're getting. We also have different size grazes, like I said, where, it's this much, but we also talk to them about, well, how big's your island? island's a big thing. A lot of people like their graze on an island because if it's a certain size, certain length, one of the things that we've really enjoyed doing in the past year is doing a table runner graze, which is really neat. No one else is doing it around, where it's just like a table runner. And we did one just the other day that she had a 10-foot island. And although she was only having 30 people there, and usually we would do like a 5-foot graze, we did a 10-foot and made it thin, and it was just so grand and so beautiful because Bran was able to lay the floral all the way across, and it made it appear so much more grand, even though you're having a smaller party. So that's one thing, like if you're having a smaller party but you still want something big, like we can make that happen, and we're going to customize it to you. But we also have packages. We've created packages just for a little bit of an upcharge for each client. Like if they're getting a certain graze, you can get a package for only $100 more, and you're getting the graze, you're getting sandwiches, you're getting desserts, you're getting a salad of your choice. And that's just come from us seeing that so many clients want to add on other things and seeing, okay, well, usually the demand is chicken salad and pimento cheese anytime you're doing a shower. So we have packages for showers, but we also just created a package for weddings, and it's not at the wedding time, it's for day of. So one thing we're seeing is a lot of people aren't usually prepared for morning / throughout the day to feed the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, so they're hungry. They're getting dressed all day, they have pictures, all this, they're drinking a lot of times, and they're not having any food. So we've seen, people really needing that. And so we just did one the other day for an aunt, ordered it for the bridesmaids, groomsmen. She ordered a whole graze, and they were there from 8:30 to 5:30 with no food. So she really needed something that could go throughout the day. So we had, started off with our brunch graze. And then it, went into sandwiches and salads and things like that they could really eat on throughout the day. And a graze can stay out for 5 hours. A lot of it is a salami, prosciutto, that cured meat, that's okay to stay out like that. So we are very conscious of that. And we also keep things cooled up until the point of like putting things out. But let's see, I'm trying to think of what else as far as like packages and
do y'all stay and like replenish, or do you set up and then it's set and leave? How does that work?
Yeah, we set it up and then leave because it's just, like we said, it's like a piece of art. So we're not like replacing those things. Usually, it's just so much that they can eat on and pull from that we put down a piece of paper, and then we build on that, and then we build also on our decor. And then if they want us to come back and clean up, that is definitely a service that we offer. But we found that most times people, once they're wrapped up and they're cleaning up, they just roll up the paper, throw it out, throw our decor in a bag, and then we come and pick everything up. And then going back to like packages and a la carte and stuff, then we have a whole nother menu. Like say they, want more for the package, or they don't see something that they want in the package, they can add other things on there. So, we did a graduation last week, and, they did the graze, but then, they added on green beans and mac and cheese and things like that as well. So, it's completely customizable for anybody.
Have you had to deal with vegan or gluten-free and allergies? How do you manage that?
Oh, yeah. So we offer vegetarian, we offer vegan, we offer gluten-free. Like basically, graze is gluten-free mostly anyways, unless you're doing the bread. We always, change up the crackers for that. But also, for vegetarians and stuff, you're always going to see like tons of fruit and vegetables on there. So it's really nice for honestly any allergy because there are so many different things to pull from, and it is like a healthier thing that you can choose. Of course we get our nut allergies here and there, and then, we stay away from that completely. You're not even getting anything that was even contaminated with nuts or even in a facility with nuts. So we're very cautious at that. But the main allergies we see is gluten.
But there is vegan cheeses that we can pull from, dairy-free, all those things. We've had brides in the past who've had a grazing table for their cocktail hour, and they've had a few guests and family members that were highly allergic to certain things. So we made them individually separate boxes like little charcuterie boxes. So they were still able to enjoy a cocktail hour with everyone else. So we made sure that they were safely set aside, prepped in a separate area, all those things.
That's a great idea. It's hard to meet everybody's nutritional needs, but I love that y'all are able to do something like that along with the Grays.
Thank you.
So I thought you were going to ask something. Megan, I know that you've been rolling for 3 years now, right? Since the very beginning up until today, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
This might get you on the spot, but is there any funny stories about it that you want to share with us? Any, you deliver the birthday party Grace to the funeral or vice versa or anything that, I know it was going to be a hard question.
Yeah, you put them on the spot.
Yeah, I know it was going to be a hard question.
That was awful. So Brand, well, I guess both of us. So, we've done several vendor events in the past, but it's hard to gauge what your audience is going to be. We do food. So it's like, okay, if we try and sell something, are we even going to sell it? Are we going to lose, money? Or are we going to have enough food? Are we not going to have, it's so many questions with the vendor stuff, but we still do it sometimes. And we have people ask us, to do them. And so this past one, do you want to tell the story? I feel like
we were part, which we are going back. They had to reschedule. It's going to be the Ladies Spring Market, which is Saturday, June 15th. It's going to be at the Irmo Community Park from 9 to 12. It's going to be a lot of small business owners locally that are all women owned. So that's going to be wonderful. The Keller Williams Realty, the Roleski Group is supporting it. They're the ones that created it all, but we were invited by them, which is really nice. We do like vendor events because we're able to meet the community, and that's great. But like Megan said, it can be kind of iffy with food because it's hard to prep and not know.
Well, and something's happened every time.
Yeah, something with vendor
story for every vendor event. So Brand's like,
we have bad luck. We have bad luck.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. But so we had the one scheduled that's rescheduled for June 15th. It was a few weeks ago. And the weather was kind of showing iffy all week, but like that morning, it was going to be clear and it was great. So it was outside, of course, like a lot of vendors are. And so we get there and we start setting up and all these storm clouds come. We're like, well, maybe it's just going to pass. It's going to drizzle and then it's going to pass. So everyone continues to set up. And unfortunately, it starts to like monsoon, hail, rain, wind, and the tent that we borrowed for our cousin.
We can't set up tents. We're number one. That's
terrible at setting up.
We don't know what we're doing. So this poor guy comes over there to help us set up a tent, and he gets it almost set up.
Yes.
And then that's when it starts.
Yes, it starts just like it's like a hurricane outside.
And we had just made this really nice book for our business, like very nice book. Okay, so the book is underneath.
Uh-oh.
They freeze.
You freeze.
It's a good still shot.
Like glowing like this.
Our table's falling, the floor,
everything's falling, and we're just like laughing. We're just because you just have to laugh in situations like that. It's just out of your control. So
it falls in the dirt. It falls in the rain.
We're like muddy.
They're like, okay, it's all clear, guys. It's not gonna rain anymore. It's past us. So what do? We start setting up again. Brand's got the floral going. I'm setting up the decor. We got all these appetizers we've created. Sure enough, it starts hailing. To the point where we had to remove ourselves from the situation because
our tent was like blowing away. Like down the street, pretty much.
Everything ruined. The book, we saved the book.
Yeah. But
we felt so bad for the people.
I know. Everyone put in so much effort for this, and we felt so bad for the girls. And so we all sat underneath the pavilion, and we drank a glass of wine, and we shared all of the appetizers we made.
A nightmare, and Brand's like, never again will we do that. We loved them. They were so nice.
Yeah.
Well, you probably made some good connections, even without having people come through.
Well, that's awesome, Megan, Breen. We had a couple of spots where you froze and couldn't really, hear part of the emotion in there. I don't know if with the emotion the connection broke a little bit, but we understood the story. I think it's funny. I think it's funny, not funny. You know, you look back and you laugh about it, but yeah, that's part of the risk of.
Outside events.
Outdoor events. Anyway, how people can find you, how people can connect with you, let us know. Where are you? Online or something?
So they can, we have a website, Rodgers Creations SC.com.
Mm-hmm. No, that's our Gmail.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's our Gmail.
She doesn't know our address.
I do. It's Rodgers Creations.
It's RodgersCreations.com.
RodgersCreation.com, and that's ROGERS. Rodgers Creation, correct?
RODGERS.
Yep. Yeah. English is my second language.
There's a lot of Rodgers spelled different ways.
There is.
So Rodgers. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. But you'll find our menu immediately when you go on there. And then we also have a place where you can fill out all types of information about your event, pricing, all different things, what you want it to look like. And then they can get in touch with us that way. We, are out of Chapin, but we also work off of Rosewood. We will travel as far as Charleston, Charlotte. So if anybody's having an event over there, we're happy to travel. Mm-hmm. We love weddings. It's, I think, our favorite, just to see the special day.
Oh, and
Facebook and Instagram as well.
Yes, we do.
We also had the people from Purple Martin Pontoons. And they say that you're able to bring food.
The boxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are. We love them.
That's a good idea.
Yes, they reached out to us 2 years ago and sat down and said, we have this idea. We want to stand out as a boat rental company. We want to be able to offer these services.
Be more upscale.
Yeah, and make it like a one-stop shop place instead of people having to worry about packing lunches when they have tons of kids. It's just easy. We'll deliver it directly to them. So yes, Purple Martin has a menu on their website. They can also contact us directly if they have any questions or want anything customizable. And then we deliver it directly to their boat. But they're a wonderful company. Highly recommend them for all your boating needs.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Megan.
Thank you, ladies.
Bran, it was always a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you for having us.
Y'all have a good one.
Y'all too.
Bye.
Cool. I'm hungry now.
I know. So, like I said on there, I first met Brandi and Megan when you had them cater an open house that you had.
Yep.
And I think that's what she was referring to when she said you gave them their first big opportunity for a big event.
Yeah, and it was a big opportunity because you all can eat.
Yes, we can eat.
That's what she meant about big opportunity, If you have extra food, just bring it to a realtor meeting and they'll eat it.
Yeah, our day usually revolves around when the next meal. What are we having next? So.
That's funny because for some reason, the whole Asian open house kind of slowed down lately. I remember when I started, it was a must. So days on the market in the house, factored a lot. And the fact that we have a low inventory, the fact that houses that hit the market and are well priced and well represented by a competent and a competitive listing agent like Allison, they will sell fast, So,
but they're coming back.
It doesn't give you the time to set up what is called an agent open house, which is an open house that you do just for agents. And that's in order to get feedback. That's in order to show it to people that, maybe pictures don't do justice, or there's some stuff that once you see a house in person, you can see better. And
the way to get agents there is by offering
food.
Yes.
So I remember when I started in this business 10 years ago, there was every single week, there were at least, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday agent open houses. So you can get your lunch in there, which was very handy, especially at the beginning of your career
when you're not
you
making
have
any money.
3 months of nothing but expenses, when you are trying to figure it out. What in the world am I doing here? How I'm gonna feed me and my family? Well, at least like you can feed yourself. Worry about your family later. All unless you can pack it up in a little bag. Not that I did it, but I thought about it, and maybe I did it once or twice. Stay. That's a little tip. You stay until the end, and most of the time the agent that is hosting it will leave something for the client.
You're
will take
terrible.
something. No, but let's be honest. You never did that.
Never. No.
Come on. Well, I did.
Of course you did. So, well, I'm excited for Megan and Brandi.
Mm-hmm.
Their business seems to be thriving, and they're doing a great job with it.
And their presentation, it really is
It's beautiful.
And I happen to know Megan from a long time. She was her son Jaden is one of Damien's very first friends when we moved down here, and became pretty good friends. And she and Brandi always had that night when we go to her parties, when we went to anything that they organized. You knew it was them behind it, because it was just like boom, and it was so eye catching, and the theme was all spread out. And I'm not a big paying attention to that stuff. I'm like, okay, where is the whiskey, and where is the and where is the fried food, when I come into a party. But you will realize when you walk into one of them, when you see one of their tables, when you see one of their decorations in full display, and it's just nice. They're very talented about it.
Well, I think that's why they've been so successful. They go the extra mile to do something a little bit more. Especially
on a business so competitive like that.
Yes.
Because I can't imagine how many people are out there that are cooks and decorate, and they think that they can do it, but it takes hard work, takes dedication, and talent, obviously.
And talent, yeah.
And I think that Brandi and Megan are definitely up there on the top of talent for sure, and dedication. And I haven't heard anything bad about them. Everything that I've heard from them, from other jobs and people, that comment, hey, I had catering from these girls and it was excellent. The food was great. The presentation was awesome. They pick up the phone and they're on time, which are also part of the talent that you need to run your own
customer
business.
Service. Well, I wish them all the best. They seem like great girls, and they have a really neat thing going.
Man, I wish they were here right now because I'm hungry.
Of course.
30 minutes on the nose.
Bye.
Thank you for watching and listening. And okay, bye. See you, Alice. Ciao.